Okay, traders, a couple of trades we had yesterday that I opened. Ended up closing, just have a look at it on the 1 hour. Yeah, nice outcome. I've closed it towards the end of the New York session. Now we're heading, well, this is the Asian Open. We're nearly 15 minutes into it. Just want to see how this plays out through the Asian Open. But yeah, I prefer to close it secure profits. And we came out of it about 1 hour. Reason for closing, red alert down here, telling us that we might see a bit of a pullback, and we never know how far that's going to pull back. That's the thing. Sometimes it's minimal. This is on the 1 hour. Every time this completes, we get a pullback. You can see that right there where my mouse is. This one here. Okay, pullback. So we really need to take notice of this indicator. It's so important, and it's a great tool. It's a really good indicator for telling us when we can take profits. So that was the pound yen. Pound Kiwi, yeah, well, that one I missed out. I didn't re-enter that one. I closed that one and missed it completely. But that would have been nice. Okay, pound Kiwi, we could see a pullback today, so maybe another opportunity. But keep an eye out, guys. Look, see here. Look at the pullback. Okay, it's significant. The other one we had was a pound Aussie buy limit. Okay, we had a euro Aussie buy. All right, yeah, and a pound yen. Pound yen, euro yen. Pound yen, euro Aussie, I should say. Euro Aussie buy, pound Aussie buy limit. Okay, euro Aussie buy. I closed that one as well. Why? Because of this locked in profits. Could look for another entry possibly. So we gained, did really well with these two. So, when we combine them, that's another 1 hour. So that's a 2 hour gain. Very nice. And then we had a pound Aussie limit. Didn't trigger, but we're starting to get a pullback. So what we can do now is just have a quick look and see currency strength and weakness. Have a look at the alerts. We're starting to see some pullbacks. We had a crypto yesterday. That one closed in profit as well. Okay, go over here. Closed. This one didn't seem to open, but we gained 1.25% with Litecoin yesterday, so that was really nice. Crypto been going quite well. Just a quick look at currency strength at the moment. Okay, everything's looking interesting. The pound is up there, yellow, and I like to see consistency between 2 time frames. This is the 4 hour on the right. This is the 1 hour on the left. So the pound is still, the yellow one is still fairly strong, a bit of a pullback. Looks like the dollar's picked up, the USD. Yeah, I thought that yesterday. I put that into my mentorship video, that we could see the dollar pull back. But the weaker currencies down here, the New Zealand dollar down the bottom, Kiwi, the Aussie, okay, on the 4 hour, Kiwi and the Aussie on the 1 hour. All right, so again, I'm just looking for maybe the pound, Kiwi and Oz, and the CAD's pretty weak at the moment as well on the 4 hour. CAD is kind of midway on the 1H. So I'm thinking maybe, the pound, CAD, the euro, it's kind of hovering midway. All right, pound, the euro, you can see them here, euro, pound against the New Zealand and the Aussie maybe. This is a bit fast, and this will give you pullbacks. And this will give you have a look at the trajectory, so you can see how the pound is fairly stable. The yen, look at that, weak. This is purple, the fuchsia color, spiked up and now it's pulling back. Let's have a quick look at the, okay, these are holding up, all right, the indices. The US 100 is kind of holding up. The VIX volatility, bit of fear came into the market. It's a drop back a little bit now, but this will give you an indication as to whether money is, or capital is flowing into risk assets or safe haven assets. When this spikes, when this pushes up, there's fear in the market, and you'll find that the stock markets will drop off. And then when it tanks, okay, confidence is coming back into the market, and you'll find that the stock markets will pick up. So now we've got a little bit of a pullback here with the stock markets, right? So this is a little bit of fear coming in, although these two pin bars are holding it up, are holding it steady. All right, so we've got a green alert, and again, these indicators, look, I mean, these are just fantastic. So the bullish pullback, see here, look at this one back here, and bearish. So you don't really need to take notice of this indicator, guys. So important. It gives us a real edge in the market. Look at bullish, bearish pullback. Look at that. Everything's kind of holding steady at the moment. You can see that here. All right, so this is range bound, more or less. This pin bar under here is encouraging in terms of NAS strength. Okay, it's telling us that buying activity has stepped right in here. So, is that just a run on stops and it holds it up and we see it further, rally further? You want to be a little bit careful at the end of the week, though. You can tend to see the markets head in the opposite direction at the end of the week. I'll explain why. Let's just have a look at this. What I'll do is I'll include this one. All right. Okay. We're just going to mark up the weekly high and the weekly low. See the orange? That's the weekly. So at the moment, this week, that's the weekly low and that's the weekly high. Let's just go to a 1 hour chart and you want to notice this. Let me just take that out. That's the current weekly low and the current weekly high. Let's just say we're in a bullish trend. It opens, get the weekly open, the low, the high hasn't closed yet. So this could end up anywhere. But if you look at this from like a candle, that's a candle, a weekly candle, right? And then next week kicks in and we're bullish. Okay, this is what you need to be careful about. That this is the current week, this is next week. So you get the open, the low, the high of the week, and then it closes. So this is a candle, okay, with the wicks either end. And then it opens. So this is a pullback here that could continue possibly. All right, so you get a bit of a double whammy. This is Friday and this is Monday. So be careful because that could possibly pull back further. I mean, look, it could also rally. It could give us another high and do the same thing again, right? So it's early. It's only the Asian session. So for all I know, that could be the high of the week and it closes here. But just keep this idea somewhere in the back of your mind. So you get this double whammy Friday and Monday with the candle will open. It'll run stops. This is the theory. Okay, we open here. We run liquidity. It runs stops. And then this is where big money will accumulate. This is the accumulation. And at the end of the week, big money will wind up their positions. Okay, so they've made money for the week. And then it closes. And then Monday comes and they run stops again. And then off we go. I hope that makes sense. So that's why on Friday you need to be a little bit careful. Coming back to our strength and weakness, the other indicator you want to watch will be this one. So we're looking at a strong pound. See here, pound Kiwi, Euro Kiwi, pound yen. So these are the strong pairs at the moment. Look for pullbacks with these. And on the weak ones, look for pullbacks to go short. Okay, this is a really good indicator. So pound New Zealand is really bullish. What you can do is come in here, go to the pound Kiwi. It's bullish. This one I closed early. All right, fair enough. Didn't gain much out of that. Strong bullish trend. We know that. We can see here with the table. So just grab your Fibonacci, fib. Low. Well, you could pick low to high here. So what we want to see this pull back and rotate. So what we can do with this is go down to, I like the 30-minute and the 15, and I've actually got them set up. See how the 30-minute has got a red background here? This is the Trend Track Multi. So what we want is when red turns green, that's it. See back here, see where red turned green? That's your green signal. That's your buy right there. All right, so I'm going to want the same thing, red to turn green. So we can just set up an alert here, 3 dots, that alert. And I want the bullish alignment once per bar, create. That's it. And it'll be the same with the others. So we can go back to, okay, the Euro New Zealand, the dollar CAD, right? These are bullish. Euro New Zealand. Look at it. See how it's overextended now? Fibonacci. You want that pullback. I always look at the 50 to 61.8 fib, but see how it pulled back here. Let me just clean this up a little bit. All right. See that pullback? Let me just take out the trend bars for a second. All right. See how it's in a bullish trend. This is what I did yesterday with the pound. I'll show you that. You want these green signals. So you want red to turn green. So here I want red to turn green. So we add the alert, bullish alignment once per bar. Euro New Zealand. Right, what was the other one? Dollar CAD pound yen. Very good process. Dollar CAD pound yen. That's when we closed. And look, see the red alert here telling us we should get a pullback. This is actually in the green zone here. Yeah, this is got in a little bit early. Red to green. Now, why did I do that? The lower time frame is faster than on a 5-minute chart. No, on a 15. Sorry about that, guys. Trend track multi goes down to a 15. There was the signal there. I did enter a bit early, I'll have to admit. No, okay. Yeah, I tend to get a bit aggressive, but see these green lines? That's a bullish divergence. And see this green here? This is bullish. All right, I do tend to get a bit bullish pullback. I tend to get a bit aggressive. So we've got green here. We've got, see how green is crossing red? This is a perfect example of how to get in early. So if you just disregard that, trend bars, yeah, I even beat the trend bars. My entry was back in here. All right, so you can go in on these, but yeah, that's a little bit dangerous. But see how we've got a daily. This here is as a previous daily level. So I see how it reacted nicely off that. But, ideally you want to wait. See the green signals? You want to wait for those. I don't mind them on the 15-minute. It's going to be faster than the 30-minute. Yeah, they came in with the trend track multi as well. Look, so I see that signal coming in there green right there. All right. So just a heads up for those of you who are new. The indicators, the strategy has all been in development, and it's something that has been evolving and improving as each week goes by. And I'm making a huge change personally as a trader. I'm having to let go of years of a habit which is psychological. It's in your cellular memory of where I traded higher time frames with wide stops. And it has been a real challenge for me to, like they say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, maybe you can. But the new trick for me is, let's just have a look and see how these could have been different. This yesterday, all right? Look at my stop. I'm still trying to let go of. It's psychological. It's everything of this attachment that I have of setting up these trades with wide stops. Now, look, with a tight stop, that's a 3R gain, and I only actually achieved 1R yesterday. All right. What was the other one? So, this is how it could be different. That was a limit that didn't get touched. It was the euro, I think. Like here, for example, see my stop is really wide. Okay, so how can this be different? It is taking me a long time to make this adjustment, I have to admit. I mean, look, this stop loss here below the previous low, that's a huge achievement for me. Okay, I would normally trade these on a daily time frame and go a lot wider than that, but here's the thing. I gained 1R yesterday with this, but long position, same entry, stop loss. Okay, if we use, and I've mentioned this many times, see the trend momentum sink. Well, that would have got us in a bit early, but we can use that you see that green and red shaded zone? We can use that for a stop loss. And we can use the trend channel. You'll see little green dots. All right, so that's exactly here. Let me just mark that up and show you this. So the stop loss, see the green dots? Right there. That's it. All right, now look closely. Trend momentum sink. You follow it up, it's right there. So, if I followed that stop loss level, that would have resulted in 1.7R, 1.7. Okay, that's 1.7, and the other one was 3. All right, 4.7 versus 2R. Okay, two of these close at 1R gain. 4.7 versus 2R. That's a big difference. So I'm really having to challenge myself on all levels with this stop loss thing. All right, that's my developmental process as a trader. Yeah, it's psychological, guys. Deeply psychological, emotional. All right, and how is it psychological and emotional? Well, when I entered this trade, I might get taken out. I better put the stop loss under the previous low. I don't want to go too tight. I don't want to lose it. That's what's going on in my mind. It doesn't change, I started trading in 2002. It's a long time. The challenges still sneak up on you. I guess you do get older and wiser, but nevertheless, no matter how long you've been trading, you're going to be faced with the same emotional, psychological challenges as you always had. But I guess you slowly get on top of it somehow. Anyway, I don't want to ramble on, but that's the process. Keep an eye on this indicator here. Keep an eye on, now this one. So what have we got short? Euro pound, New Zealand dollar. See down here? Let's have a look at them quick and then I'll wrap it up. Okay, Euro pound, New Zealand dollar. Euro pound. Oh, well, there you go. Look, there's a pullback. That could work out. That could be an entry. Again, now here is my entry point with my stop, right? How could that have been different? And yeah, we could short this again. I was looking for that pullback. We caught that. Look at the difference here. Look, short position, same entry. Well, you could go with the trend channel, red dots. That would have been already at like, 2.5. Anyway, let's have a look at this. It's going to go out. Now, when it pulls back, what we want to see now is a red alert. See, we want red to turn green, and then the green's to pull back. We want the red alert. So I'm going to set up at alert, Euro pound bearish alignment, once per bar. This is telling us that it could turn around. Let's just go. Look, guys, I'm going to make this public. I made the last mentorship video public because I just want everyone to have some idea of what's going on with the mentorship. So I'm good to do that with a couple of videos so that you know what's going on. So how we look at this, we're going to go down to these charts here. All right, so look at this 4 hour. See the green alert is telling us to be careful. So that's the pullback that we're seeing at the moment. So we're getting that alert bullish pullback, right, on the 4H. So that's happening. So now what we do is we go down to the 15-minute. Yeah, so see this line here. That's that 4 hour alert bullish pullback. That's it there. Now look what happened. Look at that. So we want to catch this trade. I'm going to set the alert on the trend track multi. Okay, the 15-minute at alert, and it's going to be bearish alignment. That's it. Okay, so as soon as that red signal kicks in, and that signal is going to be this one here, that one, bearish alignment. So in a bearish trend, you only take the red signals. You ignore the green ones. Look at these. Red signal here. Okay, you only take the red signals in a bearish trend. Off that indicator, look, flashing on, off. Trend momentum sync, that's on. I'll just take that off. All right. So, yeah, these play a different role, trend momentum sync. Actually, the trend momentum sync will tell you when there's bearish momentum coming into this, so you can even set that one if you like, okay? And it'll be a bearish alert. That gives you multiple time frames, the 30, the 1 to 2 hour, when these align with selling volume. Hope that makes sense. Okay, guys, and then we just wait for them to come in. Now, if you haven't already, jump on board and enjoy this journey with us, guys. Forex ideas go in here. Look at that, Euro pound yesterday. Okay, my guys would have probably taken that. Some of my members who are manually trading. Then Forex trades, the ones that I take. Okay, they go into Telegram for the trade copy. You can copy my trades automatically. Go make it easy. And daily mentorship. These videos go in. So these yesterday and today are going to be for public viewing, but I won't be doing that too often. So jump on board, take up the 14-day trial. It will cost you $0. There's no risk. You don't pay. 2 weeks, you gain access. We're making money. And then after that, for now, just shout me lunch once a month. Click WAP. Once you click it and you click to gain access, go back into WAP and you will find it's a one click to join everything. One click in WAP and you get access to all of this, except the mentorship because that's already in here. Okay, guys, with that, hope you have a great day. Safe trading. We'll see you in the next one.